to Culture. Yes, we are definitely on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 39. Audio only due to some technical issues and whatnot. But nonetheless, we press on. I am joined by two lovely guests today. Andrew will be joining us in a little bit. He got a little bit extended for things beyond his control, but you know what? It's all fine. I'm here with who I got right now. First person up is Joel. How you doing, Joel?
Hey guys, I'm doing perfectly fine. Whole thing, uni, writing, trying to balance life, but kind of failing at the same time. So, same old, same old.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, and then so Joel, what you been doing this past week? Anything for the site? Doing some gaming? What's been going on with you?
Pretty much that. I recently did a Paladins article. It's my opinion on the latest released champ, which is Dredge, the Admiral of the Abyss. Go check it out when you guys have the time. I put in a lot of effort into researching the actual strategies and trying to see how well this champion is. And so, yeah, I just hope I did not screw up anywhere. And hopefully it is correct. Hopefully my opinion is correct.
Has it gone published? Has it been sent out yet, or is it yet to be published?
Yeah, it has been published. It's on the website.
Alright, so yeah, head on over to cultureofgaming.com to check that out by Joel. And then my other guest is, of course, Mike Soul. How are you?
It figures that after so long, when I go ahead and finally get to rejoin you guys, that's the time when we don't have the videos, so that people don't know what I look like. But anyway, though.
No.
Yeah. No. But sarcasm aside, though, I'm always happy to be able to join you guys whenever I get the chance to do the podcast with you guys. So I'm thrilled to be here. Can't wait to start discussing all the fun little goodies that we have planned for today.
Yeah. So, what you been doing past week? Gaming for the site, whatnot? Just trying to run me through that.
Let's see. It's kind of mixed around right now because for the most part, it's basically been stalling for time for what's going to be coming up later on this year. That, I'm looking forward to Smash Ultimate and looking forward to Red Dead 2 and the Kingdom Hearts 3 and so many other miscellaneous games you could say. But if we were to go to pinpoint a specific game looking forward to right now, it's going to be this Friday's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Can't wait to get that going.
Oh, is it dropping that soon, this Friday?
Yeah, the 5th of October, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Oh, man, okay.
I think that it's right around the corner, so yeah, no, definitely looking forward to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Love each and every game, even Origins, when they switched things around. And, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed series, so I can't wait to get my hands on Odyssey and get that going.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the Spartan one, right?
Yeah, it's the one set in Greece.
Okay. Yeah, 5th of October. 5th of October. I just searched it out, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of that, though, in regards to things I've been working on, it kind of jumps around between one to the next. So for the moment, it's kind of been jumping in between Smash articles and Overwatch articles, with the latest set of articles being covering the rework of Torbjorn, and also fun little speculation and leaked information for the Halloween event. That's going to be coming up here pretty quick.
That's always interesting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what prop do you have? What prop do you have today? We obviously can't see it, but...
To be perfectly honest, I didn't really set anything up this time, but
okay.
I'm sure that if I was talking about Assassin's Creed, I probably would have had the cane or the hidden blades. I mean, I was also at the Spirit Halloween store, and they also have a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff for Assassin's Creed 2, and I was like, man, I want to get some of these, but it's one part that they're not as good of quality, and another part where it's like, well, I got it last year, so I don't need to get it again, so.
Okay, fair enough.
I could just imagine that you have this whole costume, a uniform that you can cosplay as Altair or any of the assassins.
Ezio. It's Ezio.
Ezio. Okay, Ezio, and then you're just so pumped to show the rest of us, but then it's all.
No, trust me. Assassin's Creed 2, much like the wide popular belief, everyone says Assassin's Creed 2 is the best, and it's for a good reason. But I just love the costume, and I go ahead and have the 2 hidden blades, and I walk around with the cane. It's so much fun to do when at the Comic-Con, even if it's again, it's a Spirit Halloween costume. It's good, but it's like, I kind of feel like I'm cheating compared to everyone else who makes their own costumes.
I don't know.
So-
Cosplay is still cosplay.
No, I know that's the case, but still, it's like, you're technically just taking a bit of a sidestep by just buying the costume that anyone else could buy if they have enough money. So, I mean, mind you, I would like to make my own armor or own outfits sooner or later in the future. It's that one I need more time to do it until I need to learn how the heck to do it. So,
And yeah, it's like nobody got time for that. All right.
oh no, well, I need to make time for that.
Okay, fair enough.
I just don't have enough time for that.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, so let's see, this past week for me, I've not been doing any sort of, even though it's like I have a PS4 or Switch, I just have not been doing any sort of gaming, really, since my PC has gone to bed briefly. So, yeah, I'm still waiting on getting that fixed. And, yeah, I've just been busy working on a bunch of site stuff the past week. Been working on the mobile version of our site just a little bit for COG. Been trying to get at least 2 articles out per week, one for the anime section, one for the tech section as well as trying to plan out CES coverage and everything, because it looks like we're covering that this year. So,
Oh, lovely.
in person, because like I'm actually going to the convention. So,
Oh, congrats.
Okay, nice.
thank you. So yeah, just working on getting that planned and everything, and then yeah, Anthony is on a sort of like vacation right now. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Andrew will probably be joining us at some point during the show. Anyway, past that, let's see, I gotta talk about some social media stuff. We have a Facebook community group, both for Culture of Gaming and, of course, the Power Up Podcast, facebook.com/Culture of Gaming and facebook.com/PowerPod. Those are the 2 groups. We have a community Discord that you can find an invite to on the main site, which is, of course, cultureofgaming.com. Just one click, and you'll automatically join the server, and then you can chat to everyone that is on the show right now, as well as will be on the show. So yeah, if you want to talk to us about whatever, go ahead and do that. And then we, of course, have a Twitter. That is twitter.com/@cog.net. Instagram, @Culture of Gaming. YouTube, we don't have a cool YouTube custom URL yet. So if you want to help us reach 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel, we can finally get an awesome custom URL. We actually have a MySpace page for the Power Up Podcast, myspace.com/PowerPod.
Oh, I can't get over the fact that that is such a meme. Every single time I hear that, just,
Yeah.
hey, we got MySpace, guys.
So it's like, what do you even do on MySpace? Do you you don't follow, do you?
You listen to
No
music,
idea.
I think, if I recall that correctly. But outside of that, though, sheesh, MySpace feels like an antique nowadays.
Okay. Do whatever you do on MySpace to our group. Once again, that is myspace.com/PowerPod. And the audience, you guys, of course, can be asking us questions throughout the show, preferably through Twitch chat or through any place else that I just mentioned where we can see your comments live. Asking us stuff gets you auto-entered into our monthly giveaway. For the month of September, it is Dead Cells on Xbox One. We have a code to give away for that. Anthony currently possesses a list of all the names that have been entered, and I forgot to get that list for him before he headed out of town, so I did. Great job. So we'll probably make that announcement on our community Discord. So, yeah, I'll get that from him as soon as possible. But anyway,
Everything
This-
falls apart the moment Anthony's not here, huh?
but then of course, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, so basically, go ahead, ask us questions on this podcast, get yourself entered in at the very last minute to into the Dead Cells for Xbox One giveaway. Okay, now we're back to it. So yeah, let's of course get into our gaming news. Joel, do you want to start us off?
Sure.
All right.
Let me go through my notes.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, this year PlayStation has confirmed that they are not doing a PSX, PlayStation Experience, which they do. It's kind of like a conventional sorts, kind of like Games. Is it like Gamescom? Yeah. I
Honestly,
think
I
it's
would
so-
compare it to Tokyo Game Show, I think.
Sorry, what?
Oh no, I'm trying to remember the PSX from last year, and I think we could go ahead and compare it to how Tokyo Game Show handles their game releases, to where they seem to go to talk about the game so much more than actually showcasing the games, or at least from what I can recall from last year. But
Okay.
again, for PSX, I kind of watch it sparingly compared to E3, so I'm sure I'm missing a few details on it myself.
Would it be
Alright.
better liking to like a Nintendo Direct, or kind of?
I mean, if I were, again, this is just going off of pure memory, but for the PSX, I think that they usually go ahead and bring out the developers to talk about their games,
Mhm.
and that only like in one or two rare situations do they actually showcase the game. Because, the focus is more like talking about the, what's could be coming up rather than showing it, I think. Because I remember last year during their big conference thing, the only game that they showed was Detroit Become Human, whereas they talked about Horizon, they talked about God of War. I don't know if they talked about Spider-Man or not, but they were just talking about the games, but not really like showing them off, so to speak. Or at least if they did, it may have happened at a different time from the main one that a lot of people were watching.
Okay, that's fair. Anyway, so Joel, what was the greater point you're gonna be making here?
What was I up to? They've been doing PSXs since since 2004, but then they started doing it again every single year since 2014. So it's kind of they've been on the streak on it until now, which obviously, as I just stated that. And so basically what's happening is due to Spider-Man that came out this year, it actually did so well that they feel like they're kind of pressured into showing what games that they have right now, I believe. And because that's actually
Spider-Man's a menace.
that is a really weird reason. Well, I suppose I sort of understand. Like, if they honestly have so much pressure on like showing games or talking about games that they expect to be on Spider-Man's level and stuff like that, then I would totally understand not actually showing it right now until at a later date where they can actually finalize details about these games. So
Okay.
it sort of makes sense.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I
Let's
mean,
see.
so it's like, what games would we expect here, like, to be at a theoretical PSX now realistically? Would we still expect stuff from, like, Last of Us 2 to be there? Maybe Death Stranding stuff? Like, what more is in Sony's kind of utility belt,
Days
so to
Gone.
speak?
Dreams and Days Gone.
Days Gone, what is that?
That's not the Last of Us game that got built up until The Last of Us Part 2 got announced, and then it just kind of faded into obscurity. But still pops up every now and then to remind you that there is another post-apocalyptic game with not zombies.
Okay.
Okay. Question mark.
Alright.
Basically, it was the game with the bikers.
Okay, and the other game is Dreams.
We are getting some serious audio bleed.
Sorry?
Joel, what you watching in the background?
Wait, how can you hear that?
I don't know, but we hear it.
Lamau.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, no, it's just something popped up. Anyway, so Dreams is the other game that they're looking at. I have no idea what type of game it is. It looks like some sort of platformer looking at the actual graphics for it. It reminds me of what's that? Wow, I'm really tired. I can't think of the game at all.
So I guess like the bigger question I'm getting at is, do you guys think Sony still realistically has enough to show off with the PSX, or would have had enough to show off with the PSX that would have made it worthwhile, or no at this point in the year?
I think they could have. I think they just didn't. They were just afraid they might not top it. They might not have topped Spider-Man because it just did so well. But I think they could have still done it.
Okay.
Here's the thing in which I question. Why are we talking about how you can't top Spider-Man when God of War came out earlier this year? Call me crazy, but I wouldn't think that if we're going to be talking about Game of the Year out of Sony, I kind of feel like that more people would be leaning towards God of War than they would be with Spider-Man.
Well, that's because Spider-Man broke God of War's records, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that one, actually.
Oh, okay, so yeah, this is a decent news story to bring into it. I think we got this a couple days ago. Yeah, Sony announced that Spider-Man broke God of War's record for the fastest-selling PS4 game.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, in that sense, then congrats to Insomniac for pulling that one off, then.
Yeah.
But, I still stand by what I said earlier about how I kind of feel like that God of War, if we're going to be comparing games, more people will probably lean towards God of War than Spider-Man. But not to say anything bad about Spider-Man, of course, because, definitely I did go ahead and play it when it came out on the Red Box, and I played it so much I got carpal tunnel, and I kept playing it regardless.
Oh,
and
man.
my wrist was just hurting like hell that whole time.
Man.
But no, Spider-Man was a really good game, and honestly, even though I got it out of the Red Box, I would honestly consider actually getting it at the full price alongside with God of War. So, no, yeah, definitely if you somehow have not played Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, go for it. Really good game.
I've been thinking about picking it up, but it's just like I'm not sure. Like I've watched Sean, who's been on the podcast once and is our graphic designer at COG. I've watched his Twitch stream of the game quite a bit lately, and he seems to have fun with it. It seems like a game I would enjoy and have fun playing, but I'm just not sure if I want to spend the $60 on it.
Well, no, that's why I was thinking about that either. That's why I went ahead and get out of the Red Box. But now that after playing it, I would have considered grabbing it for the $60, but for the 3 days that I played with the Spider-Man, that was more than enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah. From what I know of the Spider-Man games, it seems extremely enjoyable. Of course, there are always going to be some down parts to it. There are some parts that make no sense, which I find extremely hilarious. For example, the Spider-Man, the whole I don't kill people thing, and yet one of your combos is just you just get whatever like giant brick or wall, and then you just throw it at someone's head, and they get knocked out. It's like, come on!
They're not knocked out. They're dead.
Trust me, you can do far worse than that. You're fighting on top of rooftops, and you're literally blasting people off of giant skyscrapers. And it's like, he doesn't kill people, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a soft landing somehow when they hit the ground.
Okay, look.
They probably have like mattresses at the bottom or something like that.
Yeah, Spider-Man set up those mattresses in advance because he knew that they were going to go flying in that direction.
Yeah.
Spider hammocks. Spider hammocks.
Yeah.
Just before every single time he's about to catch criminals, he just makes sure it's still like
the area is just like padded. It's like the area around his fighting zone is padded, so you don't see them like slamming into a brick wall. You see them slamming into a mattress that happens to be painted like a brick wall, and it's just flush with the building it's on.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then you look at the Daily Bugle, and it's like mattresses covers the whole entire city. Spider-Man, a menace to the society.
Well, no, that's
keeping mattress firm in business.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing to mention. Not to get too offhand with the Spider-Man topic, but I also kind of liked what they did with J. Jonah Jameson, because he's no longer running the Bugle, but he is running his own talk show.
Isn't he like an InfoWars type dude? Like, isn't he like an Alice Jones? Oh, is that what he's supposed to be modeled after?
Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones kind of thing. It's like,
okay.
Most people would be like, skip, but it's like, every time it came on, it was like, I gotta stop what I'm doing, and I gotta listen of how J. Jonah Jameson is calling Spider-Man a menace. And it's like, God, this is really good writing.
Okay. That's great. So, I never read, it's like, honestly, Spider-Man wasn't on my radar at all, just because I didn't really care, to be quite honest. It's like, I didn't really care if the game was coming out or whatever, so I didn't pay attention to too many of the reviews. But, so, did it review as acclaimed as God of War did?
For that specifically, I'm not too sure. I mean, I could double check the Metacritic just to humor ourselves for a sec, but
yeah,
I think that it had to have gotten some really good scores, though, because a lot of people are singing the praises of Spider-Man.
Right, because like I've definitely heard that it's a pretty good game and everything. I just haven't heard of it getting rave review scores like I did God of War. But it could just be that I wasn't super in touch with Spider-Man when it came out, or what was going on.
Yeah, it would help if I knew how to spell Spider-Man. Need to go and put the little line in between.
Yeah. Anyway.
Spider-Man apparently is sitting at an 87.
Okay.
On Metacritic, whereas God of War was sitting at 94, so... Yeah, it was kind of like what I said before of how God of War seems to be more acclaimed than Spider-Man. But of course, that's not to say Spider-Man's not a good game.
Right.
It's just like, last year when we got Breath of the Wild and Mario. That's not to say Mario Odyssey wasn't a great game, but yeah, Breath of the Wild kind of edged it out a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Also, don't forget the name Spider-Man is pretty well known, more than God of War in my opinion, especially due to
Well, no, Spider-Man's basically the poster boy for Marvel, so of course more people with PlayStation 4s would probably go ahead and grab Spider-Man before they would grab God of War just by name recognition alone.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
Spider-Man has a much more of a mass appeal than God of War does. It's just
Yep.
simple as that. Just simple numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess last broad question for this topic to go ahead and ask you guys is, so what's the next big PS4 game that you guys are looking forward to? I guess Joel, we start with you.
That's a funny joke.
Okay. Okay. Mike?
Sorry, it's not that I don't like what they do. It's just I don't have a
Okay.
PS4 or
Okay,
anything
that's fair.
like that. So I honestly don't look forward to anything that they.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to give you a much better answer on that, actually, because it's not that I don't like the PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
and I don't play on the PlayStation 4. It's kind of more specific, though, that, I have all three consoles, but I do kind of find myself playing the Xbox One more often when I'm at home. And then I do have the Switch when I'm at work, so...
PC
Yeah.
Master Race.
Right. Joel, you're on a Mac. Joel, you're on a Mac.
No, my laptop's a Mac. I have a Windows desktop as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have a PC that is always behind, even if I do buy it straight out of Best Buy.
Okay, that's fair. My PC is currently MIA, but that's besides the point. I guess the answer for me is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm not even that big of a Final Fantasy fan, but I just feel like I would be more excited for that game than I would be for Last of Us 2 or something. And the thing is, we don't even know if we'll ever get Final Fantasy VII in this lifetime. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be coming anytime soon, and even so, technically, the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 are going to be, multi-platform games, so...
Oh, yeah, that's... Okay, that's not a PS4 exclusive. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
My bad. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, now that I'm looking at the list and lineup of upcoming games, I'd probably say that what is that game? Ghost of...
Tsushima? Oh, that's
Yeah,
right, that
Ghost of
exists.
Tsushima.
That's hype. That's gonna be hype.
Now, if I had to go ahead and pick one game at random, I'll go ahead and give it to that one. I would
Yeah.
say Death Stranding, but technically, I need to see more than just
That's not random.
Troy Baker as Dr. Doom in Death Stranding.
I thought Oh, wait, that's right. Is Death Stranding a PS4 exclusive? I thought it was gonna be
No,
multi-platform.
it's PlayStation. No, I think that one's PlayStation exclusive. So.
Oh, okay, then
Yeah,
my
no,
answer
that one-
is
yeah.
Death Stranding then. Straight up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
my
sounds
answer is
good.
just Death Stranding. So,
Yeah, like I said, I need to actually know what the hell's going on for me to say Death Stranding. I like the direction it's going, but it's still like, you're getting your puzzle and your 10,000 puzzle piece, literally one piece at a time per month, it seems, or once
Yep.
per year even. So,
well, you see, that to me is part of the fun of it, is working out what the hell is going on, and then, just kind of seeing if their trailer tops their last one,
yeah. Well, between the Del Toro and your Troy Baker and everyone else, it's like, I mean, like you said, I do enjoy the mystery of what's going on here, but then at the same time, it's like, I can only get so hyped for so long, but then when there's no new information, it's like, well, I mean, I'm excited for it, but it's going to be a while until I get more excited for it, so I'm just going to have to be patient on it.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, that's kind of how I feel with Smash Ultimate as well, because technically speaking, most people are kind of losing their hype on that, on Smash Bros. Ultimate right now, because there's not that much new information getting circulated there either. The only new information we get is if there's a new character announced, because
Right.
during the updates for the vlogs, all we get is recycled information that we already know, so
Yeah.
technically a lot of people aren't really being too patient on that one either, even though we're like about 2 months away from that one.
Yeah. It's almost there. You guys can wait it out.
Yeah, but some people really want to just get their hands on it now. They don't want to wait.
That's fair.
Like with Death Stranding. A
Yeah.
game that still has no release date, so...
I'm honestly halfway expecting it to be a launch title for the PS5.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, especially with all this talk about... What's the PlayStation 4 coding? Does it have one?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, Scarlet is the next Xbox.
Oh,
system.
we haven't even done like a code name for the PS5 or anything like that. It's just the
Yeah,
most
even
that we.
though a lot of people would probably guess that's going to be the name regardless.
Yeah, it's like the most that we got about it is like 2020, 2021 is when we'll start possibly
Well,
having
a lot
it
of
in our
people think
hands.
that 2019 is when we're going to start getting teasers for it. So
Oh yeah, for
we'll see
sure,
what happens.
for sure. Yeah.
In
Alright.
towards the PS the PS64.
Oh god. No, they'll do.
We'll be long dead before that happens. You don't need to worry about it.
It could be the PS4K.
Well, technically
because
that's the
4K.
PlayStation Pro, so
I know, but kind of. But yeah. I mean, kind of.
but
yeah.
not really.
I mean, like an actual 4K 60 FPS gaming console, which would be kind of interesting to see if they could.
PS76.
The PS76, the special PlayStation Fallout 76 special thing.
We are bringing back our servers after so many years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, by the way, this podcast is a really fun reference and experiment in recording time, because it's a little hosting secret of the trade here is you usually get everyone's opinion to weigh in on a subject and whatnot, and then you kind of go from there and whatnot. But with us just being 3 people total, it's just not having the added discussion of a 4th person adds up over time and significantly reduces the potential recording time of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that as soon as Andrew joins us. That
We'll be sure to tell that to Andrew. He comes in and be like, "Oh, damn it, Andrew, we're having so much fun without you, man."
Well, no, I'm saying this is both kind of a good and bad thing type thing, in the sense of, okay, I'm gonna have to try a little bit harder to get the content stretched out with only 3 total people than I would with 4. But it's just kind of, this isn't necessarily a positive or negative thing, actually, just kind of a little fun fact or tidbit or what have you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, mind you, though, that there's still plenty of things for us to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
That we got this week, so.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, that I have a few things off to the side, too, that we could also discuss if we have time for it, so,
right.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so speaking of more things to bring to the table, Mike, what you got this week? You want to talk about gaming news?
Let's see. Well, I mean, as much fun as it would be to go ahead and talk about that certain character from Nintendo that is what's her name?
Isabel?
That we can go ahead and discuss.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about that, okay.
I mean, mind you, that she is very pretty and makes me question why in the hell that it was accomplished, but yeah, we're just gonna skip that. Sorry, guys. But no, while we were talking about PlayStation, or the PSX,
yeah.
Ironically enough, right before that actually happened, when we got that announcement for the PSX not happening, guess who is actually going to get an actual conference thing? Microsoft.
Really? Okay.
That it was announced on the 25th through Xbox that they were going to be having their Inside Xbox XO, I don't know. It's
Whatever.
an Xbox conference that's going to be happening on the 10th of November.
Yeah.
And apparently it's going to be a physical event that's going to be held in Mexico City. So it's going to be a really big kind of thing that they're planning out. So
okay.
A lot of people have been speculating on what exactly is going to be happening here. That everyone thinks that because of all the partnerships that were announced back at E3, that this is going to be their big breakout, their thing to where they're going to be showcasing a whole bunch of new, interesting, exclusive Xbox titles, talking about maybe what's going to be coming up in the next year. And, who knows if they would actually hint at Scarlet again or not. But,
right.
Technically speaking, a lot of people were caught off guard by this, thinking that, it's going to be Microsoft versus Sony again, because of how we're going to be doing the 2 conferences. But since Sony canceled, that now it seems like the door's wide open for, Microsoft to possibly, take advantage of it. Even though that, of course, as I mentioned before, that we don't know if their approach to this thing on the 10th of November is going to be the exact same thing like PSX, to where they're not going to talk about games, but they're going to be talking about their upcoming games and the things that went into the design and makings and et cetera, and while not showing that much gameplay. So who knows, but yeah, hopefully they'll have something very nice to share with us in November.
Yeah, alright, so that's... Joel, what do you think about that? Let's get you on this first.
I honestly have no idea what to think.
Well, again, I kind of sprung it up at random, so, if you were caught off guard by this, I'm not going to blame you.
Yeah.
Mostly because I wasn't prepared about what we were talking about. I looked at yours and I thought we were gonna talk about you know what, and so I was searching out what
we're not
who the
talking
hell
about...
she was.
She has swept the internet, and everyone involved is just either confused, horrified, or just jumping on the bandwagon. So we're not talking about.
Well, see, I'm partially annoyed by the whole thing, but whatever.
All right. My Microsoft conference.
Yeah.
I think I actually don't know because I honestly don't. Has Microsoft been doing alright within the past few years? Because I honestly think that, no offense, Microsoft, if you're watching this, you guys are a terrible company.
Oh my
For the
god. Okay.
Because
Bill Gates, forgive him. He does not know what he speaks.
because
Yeah.
because I just keep hearing mistakes from Microsoft over and over again, and yeah, you see, I don't really like play big games from Microsoft or Sony and stuff like that. So the only influence or experience I have from them is generally rumors, and so my group of friends tend to complain about Microsoft a lot. So that's just the way I am right now. I don't know. So I subconsciously don't.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sort of?
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's like what I said earlier, that, for all we know, their approach to this conference will be the exact same as Sony's approach to the conference. To which, they may not show the things that people want to see, and therefore people are going to be raising hell over something minuscule, essentially.
Yeah.
So I guess like
I
the
suppose.
bigger question that we raised both from this story and the canceled PSX story is there really a place in general for companies to throw on their own exclusive sort of like little mini E3s? Because like Nintendo does a direct, but that's pretty much just like that's almost like a news show, to be quite honest. Like it's a pre-recorded news show, to be honest. So that's
Honestly,
not necessarily the same as having an entire convention or event for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, trust me. The only company that I can think of that gets close to that is Blizzard
Yeah.
with their BlizzCon. Outside of that, I can't think of anyone else who comes close to doing something that big or significant. And again, not to go ahead and bash PSX, Sony, what have you. I kind of feel like that, that is a nice show, but it kind of feels like that it's a celebration, but if you're expecting new things to come up, don't hold your breath too long, please. I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, there's no way Sony's at the point as like both a developer and everything that they're going to start really looking super into the future for the PS4, right? Because I would say pretty much any game announcements we're going to see past whenever Last of Us 2 comes out or whenever like Death Stranding comes out, that will probably be PS5 stuff by that point.
Yeah, very, very hard to say, but no, definitely for sure that for all we know, that we could be nearing the beginning of the next generation for all we know. But I kind of feel like that with the way that technology kind of has been right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we still kind of rolled with this for who knows how much longer. So
yeah,
but that's just me looking at the current generation.
Okay.
There is one other thing we could also talk about too, if you want to, because the only other thing of significant note is.
Hold on, I want to
also
get Joel's
but-
opinion
okay.
on the general question really quick.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So Joel, it's like, do you think it's appropriate to have like legitimate conventions just around one manufacturer, or would you prefer more companies to see, or to have more like a Nintendo Direct style?
I think they should just do whatever they want.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because it's honestly, in the end, it's just gonna be the company's decision anyway. If it works, it works. Because in the end, it's just advertisement, pretty much. It's just a way of selling the points by exclusively showing how their company runs, pretty much.
Okay.
And so, yeah, if it works, then just do it.
Yeah. Personally, I'm pretty partial to the Nintendo Direct style of things. Like, to me, so E3 is obviously justified because, it's a party. It honestly is a party. It's the entire industry kind of, battening down onto LA, and it's a party, and it's fun. It's just like, it seems with, just having its specific exclusive event for these manufacturers, Sony, Microsoft, and whatnot, it seems kind of closed off from the rest of the industry,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, granted, okay, Sony does in-house make some of the biggest franchises in gaming, so does Microsoft, but I mean, so do a lot of other companies also,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of my stance on it. I think Nintendo Direct styled things are more justified, and I wouldn't mind seeing like an Xbox Direct or a Sony Direct. You know?
Well, I mean, it would be nice if we got like small little tidbit updates, just so that we could know like the current status of some games. That would be nice, but it doesn't really seem like Microsoft and Sony are as concerned with it as Nintendo are, because, like as you mentioned earlier, Sony and Microsoft, they're not the people who, make the games. They put them out, but they're not the ones making them like Nintendo do.
Right. And then it's like also Nintendo does seem to have a little bit more control over the development of games, even from third parties going onto their platform. Or they seem to be a lot more influencing on the development as opposed to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Mario Rabbids is a prime example of that, of how, they go as far as to make sure that everything is right, that even if the music is off by just a touch, they'll say, nope, take it back, redo it.
All right.
So no, yeah, Nintendo does take all their stuff very seriously, even if they do outsource it.
Yeah, yeah. And, okay, we're gonna do, so that you guys aren't left with, only 3 news topics, as there are 3 people, we're gonna kind of shoehorn, cram in, or not really cram in, we're gonna get a 4th topic up here, so you'll have a grand total of 4 when it's all said and done. So, anyway, our 3rd topic is, hey, guess what? Sony's in the news again this week, and I don't know what Andrew was going to bring, but this does kind of sound like something he might bring up. Sony is allowing crossplay now on Fortnite, at least.
But the children! You mean they're going back on the children of all people now?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, I'm shocked.
What do you mean? Like, what's this whole...
Sarcasm hurts!
Okay. Okay.
No,
did Sony... Wait, did Sony like legit comment they're doing it to protect the children or something? Or are you just memeing? Okay.
No.
More or less, it was something in regards to... Well, they didn't mention the children specifically, but they did mention something in regards of security and how, like, if something was to happen with, like, on the side of Microsoft or Nintendo or something, that they wouldn't be able to have control over it because it's on a different platform, therefore, yeah, understandable. But a lot of people have pretty much transferred and translated that into Sony saying, think of the children as their main reason why that cross-platforming would never happen. Or at least not until Fortnite literally became such a big game that you could literally get a Fortnite bundle with any of the big 3 now.
Yeah. You can get a free game as a bundle.
I just thought it was pretty ironic how they were pretty because how they were pretty arrogant in their statement. They were saying that playing Fortnite on the PS4 is the best experience of gaming that you probably have compared to the others.
Yeah.
And also the advantage and stuff like that. And then hearing that like a month later they accepted crossplay anyway, so yeah, I just thought it was extremely ironic, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay. I think this whole thing is incredibly funny, to be quite honest, just because of kind of Joel, what you mentioned. Sony was very adamant about not allowing crossplay, and it's like, all right, fine. Although, do you guys want to add some drama to this story?
Let's hear it.
Bethesda, who reamed Sony for not supporting cross-platform play, isn't going to, Fallout 76 will not be cross-platform, and that's on the part of Bethesda, who just got done reaming Sony for not being cross-platform, crossplay.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, wasn't Fortnite 76 golden already, or close to golden?
What?
Or you know how they say, like, if a game's gone gold or something, or it's basically all ready to be shipped out or something?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, technically speaking, it's not to say that I defend Bethesda or anything, but it's like, obviously if Sony was basically telling them, no, you're not going to get cross-platform, don't think that you could be able to set that up because we're never going to allow it.
Yeah.
And then, if they go ahead and then suddenly do it, it's not like that they could suddenly flip it around if they never set it up to do that.
Right.
So to speak. It's kind of like how, Minecraft had set that up to do that, but then I'm pretty sure, like, if you were to go ahead to, like, say, Rockstar Games with the GTA Online, that I don't know if they had set it up to where they could do cross-platforming or not, but technically speaking, you could just go to Rockstar and say, hey, enable cross-platform play for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 now that Sony's allowed it. Do it.
Do it.
It's like, and if they don't do it, should we just get as angry as them as we are with Bethesda and Fallout 76?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, fair enough. If you
No
want to shoot
double
down my
standards
argument,
exist.
but
Okay.
No,
Eliminate double standards.
My main concern, because I don't know how arrogant Bethesda was not that Sony refused to do cross-platform. That's fine. That is their
choice.
no judgment. That's their choice in the end.
Yeah.
It is not, and honestly, as a company, there's nothing much that customers really have much say in doing so. But my main concern was the fact that Sony had how should I say this without being extremely rude? I was about to say
It's gonna be hard to do it, so you're just gonna.
They were on a very high horse, and
The
very
highest of
egotistical.
horses, if you will.
The highest of horses. There's so much weed in that. Anyway, it actually triggered me to see that they would state that playing PS4 is the best way to play Fortnite. There is no reason to attack other companies or be that arrogant as their justification. If they honestly said we don't want to do crossplays because we don't want to, that's fine. I would not care. But they gave so much crap to other companies by being so arrogant, and that's what pissed me off.
Yeah,
That's the only concern I have of them.
It probably could have gone a lot nicer for Sony if they said, we don't want to spend the time and resources towards crossplay. That's our reason.
Yeah, that's fine.
That would have been fine. That would have been fine.
That's plenty enough justification. I would not mind that, because in the end, it's their choice. They are the developers.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's.
Well, no, trust me. The way that I was looking at it myself for this whole thing was like how right before the Xbox One came out, that they were mentioning the whole thing with the DRM and how, the guy who was at the time running the show says, well, we have a game, or we have a system that doesn't require you to be online all the time. It's called the Xbox 360. And, not to say that technically that this matches that one-to-one ratio or what have you, but technically speaking, I would probably say that kind of is like a few steps behind that in regards of kind of like showing a bit of arrogance to, giving a response to legitimate concerns or, people that are raising concerns about something. Because, like what you just said, that if they just said, no, we do not believe in cross-platforming, that's it, fine, they put their foot down. They left their response and it sucks, but that's what they chose. But because they went ahead and put it as, well, technically, we are the best. We know how to do games. Let me powder my face. Technically, because that they were doing it like that, it's like, oh wow, they are literally doing what Microsoft did right before the next generation. And for all we know, not to say it's going to come back and bite them or anything, but technically, some people may go and look at that like, really, that's your response. And for people who defend Sony, it's like, well, yeah, that is their response. They're the best. Meanwhile, other people are like, no, you're full of it.
It's like you're garbage. Are you kidding me? You guys are garbage. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, go ahead, build the wall. See what happens, Sony.
Sony's building a wall, or they're making Nintendo pay for it. Okay. Alright.
12-year-olds out.
There's your political rants.
Yeah, okay. Culture of politics over here, guys.
And it's
Alright.
funny because I'm actually Republican, but that's beside the point.
Do you know the amount of hate you're about to get from everyone watching this, possibly? I don't know. I haven't asked our viewers what their politics are or anything. I don't intend on doing that, but I'm just saying it's not such a fun. I can't imagine it being a fun place to be on any side right now. So.
Oh no, trust me.
Yeah.
All I'm just gonna say, not gonna dive too into it, but let's just say that people just seem to mix up the radical right with the right, and it's like they're not the same, but no one's gonna pay attention to that detail. But again,
Right.
that's going way too far, and that's a discussion I'm never gonna dive into any further than just saying that.
So let's go ahead and keep talking about video games, because that's what we're all here for. Although
Yes.
I do admit my topic.
Here for politics. Feels bad.
What's up?
Moving
sorry.
on.
I thought I was here for politics.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is culture of gaming, not culture of politics. We are moving on.
All right. So, yeah, my topic isn't necessarily specific video game, but it's gaming centric because of the market it's targeted towards. Alright, so primarily Intel, you know, the bid processor manufacturer. Obviously, I'd imagine people know Intel, who Intel is, what they do, what they make, and whatnot. They have two primary markets, okay? Or consumer-based markets. 22 nanometer and 14 nanometer, okay? 22 nanometer is what you see in a lot of consumer workstation parts and whatnot. So it's like their Intel like 7900X or whatever that one is called. The i9s are basically the 22 nanometers. Is a decent way of just kind of generalizing it. All right, anyway. And then there's the 14 nanometers, which is your i3, i5, i7s. So, you know, your 8700Ks of the world and whatnot. Okay, those are the two primary consumer chipsets that they have going for them. Okay? Okay. Technically, chipsets isn't the proper term, but those are the two primary size of the chips that they work with. So, anyway, I digress at this point. You know, Intel also has very successful and booming markets in various other nanometer sizes and whatnot, because heavier enterprise industrial stuff uses more or less space. So, Intel has not over the past couple of years has not been structuring their fabs to keep up, which are their, you know, manufacturing plants and everything for the processors, to keep up with what is now an increased demand in their consumer-based sizes, so in the 22 and 14 nanometer departments, because they honestly thought they would have had 10 nanometer out by now for the consumer market, reducing demand of both 22 and 14. But because Intel has had trouble, for whatever reason, getting their 10 nanometer stuff battened down and out, and had to delay it, of course, they announced that they're investing an additional $1 billion into trying to meet the newfound demand for 22 and 14 nanometer chips. Did that make sense to anyone here?
No.
Okay. Basically,
I
okay.
use computers. I don't know anything about.
All right. The long and short of it, I guess the easiest way to have it come full circle, and the long and short of it, TLDR, is Intel didn't anticipate additional demand for consumer-grade chips, so now they're investing $1 billion to try and meet the demand.
I see. Okay, yep, I get it.
Yeah. All right. So, anyone got any sort of opinion on this? Mike, got anything? What was that?
Everything you just said right now just made me go ahead to have that one sequence with SpongeBob where Patrick just short circuits after a long explanation. I played that sound effect right now because literally I have no idea what in the world was just said, and I apologize for not knowing.
Okay, do you want?
Simply put, this is what I'm interpreting from Taylor. They
Why?
created the chip which everyone wants more of, and so they're spending a lot of money to help to.
Yeah, no, I got the TLDR. It's just that everything before that, I was just like,
oh right,
whoa,
okay.
Too much information.
Okay, my bad on that one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I just kind of got lost myself. But anyway, though, I mean, yeah, supply and demand is a really complicated matter of sorts, and like, it's always going to be an issue regardless of like if it's with like computer chips, game consoles, or anything in the world. So it's like, you know, it's understandable if they could go ahead to have looked at it, didn't think that there was going to be as high demand, and then suddenly, you know, it just spirals out of control, which is good. But then at the same time, though, it's still kind of pretty bad if, you know, there's a lot more demand for something than you anticipated. And who knows if by the time that you go ahead and make more, if they may go ahead to lose their patience and go elsewhere with, you know, with what they're trying to find.
Right. And that is now a very real threat with Risen 2 coming. Or already out, rather. So AMD is now competitive in the CPU market.
Yeah. And again, that for me, myself, I wish I was more into PC gaming. Like I said, that the best I do with my PCs is like if I go to Best Buy and buy a new computer tower for myself.
Yeah.
That works great until the next day when I realize it's outdated as heck. But
okay.
But no, and with that said though, that, you know, if I was more into PC gaming, this would be something in which I'm sure I would be a lot more focused in on. But yeah, as is, I'm just, you know, kind of along for the ride on this one.
All right, fair enough. Joel, what's your opinion?
Where to start? First things first, thumbs up to them for actually spending a lot of money and following with the actual demand.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure like if every single company would do something similar like that to benefit the customers more. So I thought that was bold move, and total props to them as well. Like,
Yeah.
just like that was a really good job. And
Okay.
secondly, I feel very. I don't want to say empathetic or sympathetic because I have no idea how it actually feels. But the fact that they were forced into this kind of situation, I feel like it's really sad to them. So
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them. That it was really unfortunate that they had to be in this scenario. So yeah, that's the only thing I can say.
Okay. I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate here and kind of say that I'm disappointed with Intel that they had to get to this point because or that they what?
Nothing.
Okay. No, it's like to me this does kind of show a little bit of complacency on their end. Because now they're under the very real threat of being supplied out of the market by AMD. That's the thing. It's just like...
Yeah, like I said earlier, that they're not meeting the demand, so they're going to get their demand elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, anyway, so... I don't want... You know what? Screw it. We'll talk about it, but we'll talk about it eventually, okay? I think that about does it for gaming news. So let's talk about some movies. Guys, X-Men fans here?
Not a huge fan, but I did enjoy Wolverine.
Okay.
In general, his character. I think he is an amazing character.
You mean Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you were to go and say Wolverine, you're going to be talking about the one where they went ahead and sewed Deadpool's mouth shut, so you might want to...
No. I mean the character Wolverine, not the movie.
Oh, the character Wolverine, yeah. Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman is a really good Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I
I personally did not like any X-Men movie except for First Class. Oh, beautiful masterpiece. But other than that, I did not like any other X-Men movies. The only saving grace for like why I watched them was simply because of Wolverine.
Fair enough.
He just single-handedly carried those movies. So you're talking about the Phoenix Saga, right?
I
Phoenix?
haven't formally mentioned it yet because I didn't see if Mike was a fan of X-Men or not, but...
Oh.
Honestly, for my involvement, it goes as far as the cartoon. Outside of that, I mean, I watched the X-Men sparingly, including the movies, but it was like, the first movie was good, but then it's like it starts to go down and down, went up again a little bit, then down, and then Logan happened, which everyone was happy about. But
yeah,
honestly, by that point, I just kind of stopped watching the comic films from Fox, which was a pretty good choice considering Fantastic did such a wonderful job, right?
Yeah, Fantastic. All right, hey, Davey.
I mean, thank God for Deadpool, or otherwise everyone would be hating on Fox right now.
All right, hey, welcome back to the chat there, Davey Rider 12. How are you doing today? Anyway, yeah, so X-Men, Dark Phoenix. I don't know who that is or what that is in the grand scheme of things,
Phoenix.
but I guess
What, Jean Grey?
I guess the movie got delayed or something after a trailer dropped.
I don't know. I kind of found that to be really ironic, where you would go ahead and show the trailer, and then almost immediately, if not the next day, you go ahead and announce that it's getting pushed back. Which, I mean, it's understandable if a movie gets pushed back, but you would think that if it was getting pushed back, they would have delayed the trailer a little bit, because now it seems redundant to go ahead to have the trailer and then tell people, well, I hope you're excited, because it's going to be released a little bit more back than we thought.
They usually show off the trailer in the middle of shooting. They don't normally finish movies when they release the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, well, again, it's just weird timing on this one, though. Why they would have just announced a delay right after showing the trailer.
Yeah.
That'd be like if they were to go ahead to show a game at E3, and then the next day, oh, by the way, guys, it just got delayed. Sorry.
Rip.
Breath of the Wild in a nutshell.
Well, technically speaking, but at least Breath of the Wild stalled a little bit before announcing their delay.
3-minute countdown till pizza gets here. All right, man. Yeah, pizza's pretty good, especially on a Saturday night. Whew. Nothing beats like pizza and video games on Saturday, you know?
Sunday morning for me. I'm tired.
Yeah, sorry, Joel.
I know what I'm doing tonight. Thank you.
I need to play a sad violin for my mood right now.
Okay.
But, let me see. Has there been any kind of initial reaction to the trailer myself, or to the trailer itself? Because I don't really know if like people have been losing their minds or if they're just shrugging just because there's no Hugh Jackman in this one. So it's like, well, is the interest there or is it not there?
I certainly haven't heard anything, like on Reddit or 4chan or anything. I have not heard anything.
I haven't actually personally seen the trailer or any like mention about it in the first place. So I had no idea about it, but
I mean, at least the ratios.
I'm not 100% looking forward to it because, you know, as I said, I don't like the X-Men movies that much. So, yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping that they blow my expectations out of the water because and I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I personally love being wrong when it comes to movies.
Okay.
When like I think a movie's gonna be absolutely terrible, like Hotel Transylvania. I thought it was gonna be extremely terrible, and when I watched it, I thought, wow, this is completely like mind-boggling. It was good.
It's like, wow, this is worse than I thought. This is worse than I thought.
Hotel Transylvania was good.
Sony.
You will remember that there was a time that Adam Sandler was indeed funny.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's true. That's true. Well, not particularly Adam Sandler, but
I mean, Click was good.
It was more like the idea of it.
I didn't hate Grown Ups.
It sounds like it's a cash-in, but they actually did more with it than you thought that they were going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's my point. And so I just like it when, you know, I'm proven wrong by it, and you know I can actually enjoy a movie.
Right.
So yeah, I really hope that this is the case with Phoenix Saga because apparently it's a really popular saga as well for X-Men.
What even is it about? Like, I've never even heard of this character.
Jean Grey?
Jean Grey is a very powerful...
No, that's literally who it is. It's Jean Grey, who's, as you know, is your psychic, but then she just gets, you know, taken over by mysterious cosmic force. As it's put on the trailer on YouTube, trending 22, apparently, but...
Okay.
Yeah, no, technically, she just loses her mind, and I guess everyone has to try to stop her, though she's basically like a godlike figure at that point. But then at that point,
lovely.
Something, get X-Men person in here to better explain.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Do you guys have any sort of excitement over this movie or no?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I just hope it's good. That's about it.
All right.
No, same here. Hopefully it does good, but if you're gonna be telling me this is the must-watch movie, you know what? Avengers 4 is gonna be coming like before or after this, and I think that's getting a lot more people's attention than Dark Phoenix,
honestly. Yep.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to Captain Marvel right now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, Captain Marvel.
I
saw. Sorry, I'm so pumped for it because they have so many like references to past movies and stuff like that. Like the Ronan the Accuser and I forgot the other guy's name from Guardian of the Galaxy. But basically, they're like in the same team as her. So seeing bad guys used to be like some sort of defenders of the universe. It's kind of mind-boggling to me, and I find it quite an enjoyable idea. And seeing it where it goes from there, like, will Ronan still be a bad guy in Captain Marvel?
I have no idea how to answer that because I don't actually know who Ronan was.
Oh, Ronan was a terrible villain. He was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was
the hammer.
Oh, that was him. Okay,
Yeah.
I know who that is.
Him,
okay.
Yep.
The guy with the hammer.
The guy with the hammer, and then he put the Infinity Stone inside it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the guy who got defeated by a dance-off.
Yes.
I thought he was defeated by the power of friendship.
No, he was defeated by a dance-off.
No, nerd. It was clearly the power of love.
Friendship!
Actually, to be more accurate, it was the power of sexual tension between Star-Lord and Gamora, but whatever.
Okay, I'll go to roll with that.
Yeah,
What?
nothing.
We're making
How?
up the mythos of the Marvel Cinematic
I
Universe.
thought it was the sexual tension between Drax and Rocket. What are you guys on about?
Oh man. Alright.
That's the reason why we're never gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy 3. For just that reason and no other reason alone.
Nope. Okay.
Tragedy.
Yep. Man, it's a damn shame. Alright. So, any last thoughts about Dark Phoenix here? Or no?
Nope.
I hope it does well.
Okay.
What's that?
That's optimistic.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
hopeful of you.
That.
Joel, you don't seem ready for it.
No, it's just I'm just tired.
Alright, fair enough.
You make it sound like you're losing hope.
Oh, that's what Apocalypse and Days of Future Past were meant to be, and they both failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll see what happens, but hopefully it will do something that we don't expect it to. Otherwise, though, if it's like your standard run-of-the-mill X-Men movie, then yeah, just because there's going to be other comic book movies coming out.
I just want another one that's like not Days of Future.
First Class.
Oh, that was such a masterpiece. I love it.
Okay.
That's how you do X-Men films. But yeah.
I think the only one I saw was Apocalypse.
Ugh.
Okay. I didn't like it that much.
The only thing good from it was probably Quicksilver.
Alright, fair enough. Anyway.
He is actually he's probably on par with how much I like Wolverine as a character as well. I love Quicksilver as a character. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Sorry. Continue.
No, it's good. So, anime news. So, past movie news into anime news. You guys, My Hero Academia fans at all?
Ooh, movie. I know about it.
Are you a fan of the series? Answer the question, yes or no.
No.
I do follow the series. I do follow the series a bit, and I do like what they do with it. So overall, I haven't followed it as closely, but I do like how they've been handling it, at least for the parts that I've been following.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read the manga until I think it was like a tournament stage or something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't in a very long time, and I thought I don't really want to like catch up to date because I wanted to finish first before I decide to read the rest, and I felt like there was gonna be something terrible that was gonna happen at the end of the line, so I didn't want to get myself down before the series ended, so I stopped, and I'm just waiting for the series to end first before I finish it.
Alright, that's fair. So, yeah, my buddies and I are pretty big fans of it. The movie, which is called The Two Heroes, or like The Double Heroes or something like that, which takes place before Season 3. It's got, due to high demand, it's got an extended theater release here in North America.
Very glad to hear.
Yeah, which is great to hear.
It's already released here. I saw it screening in the cinema where I am. So.
and as if it wasn't already wasn't thing, or in case you had any concerns for whatever reason, a 4th season is in fact confirmed.
Yay!
Just in case that was somehow a question for people.
Nah, it should never have been brought into question. That, basically My Hero Academia is now our current generation of the, mangas that we now have. That, there was the Dragon Ball, the One Piece, and the Naruto, and, while One Piece is still ongoing.
I'd say One Piece is still going, my dude.
Yeah, no, exactly. But technically speaking, you need something to replace your Narutos and your Dragon Balls and what have you. And technically, a lot of people do go to point towards My Hero Academia to go to fill in that hole, and rightfully so. It's a really good series, and pretty much almost all the characters are likable in their own ways.
Every girl is best girl. Every girl is best girl.
Yeah, the characters are really good compared to like a lot of other series that I find. And also, a thing about One Piece, I actually don't think it's as good as it was before when it first started. So I kind of stopped following.
Well, I mean, I think it's like you try to crank out 800 some odd episodes and have them all be good, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
keep
That's fine.
going from
It's
there.
just that,
still.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm not saying like
It's
your
not that
judgment is invalid or anything because of that, but I'm just saying it's just like if a series has like 800 episodes, I don't think it's reasonable to expect all of them to be good.
Do you
That's
expect
very
all the
true.
Simpsons
That's
TV
very
shows
true.
to be
Like,
good?
I understand that. No, I won't judge a series based on just that. It was just the reason why I got put off was after what was it? After the Toy Island, Oda just got really the author got really desperate, or I felt like he got really desperate, and so I read the manga, I don't watch the anime.
Yeah.
For like 6 chapters straight, it was just full of plot twist after plot twist.
So it came off as like the author
it-
being like, how can I twist the series to maybe still have some degree of fun with it?
Yeah, exactly. And some of it made no sense at all. Like he has such a good build up from Punk Hazin, right? About the sorry, spoilers. We should probably put spoiler tag somewhere.
Spoilers
But,
for One Piece.
And so in Punk Hazin, he has such a he has such a good such strong characters with the whole introduction of the Japanese samurais, and he had the little kid who was meant to be the son of that specific samurai, right? They had a relationship that was similar to father and son. They built it like that, and then boom, one island after, they're not. He's actually some sort of prince, and and the father is actually a god, and that was the whole like plot twist. I'm like, there was no revelation of that at all. It was just all of a sudden. And then after that, there was another plot twist where it turns out there was actually a third guardsman, even though they specifically stated there was 2. And the third one's a ninja, and then that's the whole like plot twist. The guy's a ninja, and then so he tries to fill it with comedy that ninjas are so OP and stuff like that in that specific chapter, and I just rolled my eyes because it was not interesting at all. Just seeing 6 chapters of just non-stop plot twists,
Okay.
and yeah, I honestly felt my heart drop from that. It was just so disappointing for me.
One Piece. Sorry, I don't know what is going on. Honestly, can't blame you. I'm sure it's daunting to get into. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Like, I see those 800 episodes on, like, Verve, and I'm just like... It's like, do I want to go down this journey? Do I really want
Probably
to?
not.
Yeah.
I would have suggested it a few years back, but now,
Now, not so much? Okay.
no.
Which is strange, just
Let's
a
make
buddy
a
that made
repeat
it through
policy.
800 some odd episodes during one summer, like, off from school.
Yeah, I think it has so much potential, so I'm just kind of upset about it. That's all.
Alright, fair enough. Mike, what you been
Yeah.
thinking?
In regards of what exactly? I know we were talking about My Hero before. What do you...
Sorry, I went off.
Either topic.
Well, I mean, I've said my piece already. That you know,
Okay.
technically, that My Hero Academia is this generation's Naruto, essentially.
Yeah, alright,
This
so then-
generation's
okay.
Bleach, so
Let's bounce off that topic. So we have... Alright, so One Piece is still going on, which is insane. Naruto... Boruto has been going pretty strong so far. Okay? Dragon Ball had a
Has it?
decent run with Super. Yeah, I've heard, like, mixed things, but overall positive things about Boruto.
I'm kind of hoping that after the Brawling movie comes out, they do announce the next season of Super because, yeah, technically there's a lot of miscellaneous holes that still need to be filled in, especially if this is supposed to be in a timeline where GT still technically exists.
Yeah.
So,
GT
yeah.
will never exist in my book.
Okay.
Slap you.
Bleach
Anyway.
isn't still going on, is it? Did it end? Did
no,
end?
Bleach came to an end, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, Bleach.
It came
Bleach
in at
ended
that
a
time.
couple months after Naruto, so yeah.
Okay. So it's just like the 2 big new shonens that are going to be like long-standing probably as Naruto and you know, as Bleach and whatnot is going to be MHA and Black Clover.
Oh, Black Clover was pretty good.
I need to remind myself with Black Clover because I came in at a time to where, just to go ahead and put it up in really fast, not to go to plug another podcast, but if you guys listen to a weekly manga recap, I listened to it from a time and I need to get back to listening to it. But yeah, the first couple of chapters was your basic kind of, I hate this protagonist.
It's very slow, and the screaming
it's picked up.
in the
The main
sub,
character's annoying.
the screaming
main
in the
character's
sub
so
version
annoying.
is horrible, which is why you watch the dub for it. But yeah, it's a decently fun show. It's kind of fun.
I'm willing to go ahead and give it another shot because it's been a while, so maybe it's got better over time.
You need to give it like a 20 episode shot.
Sheesh, it's like
it does.
you're asking that guy to binge Netflix kind of, and it's like 10 episodes, maybe 12 might.
Yeah, give it the old college try, you know? Give it the old college try.
No, trust me, I tried to watch that show on Netflix, the one with the cursed swords or whatever. I thought it was gonna be good, but oh god, did I regret it.
I got no.
I wanted to go ahead and try Black Clover just to give it a fair shake, but no promises. I'll say that much. No promises, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay, at least wait until at least one arc, like kind of tiny arc past the Magic Knight trials before you judge it. I would say.
It's not the one where everyone's in swimsuits, right?
No.
Okay. No, trust me. The thing about Black Clover that I saw, it was literally like, what would Naruto be if we decided to throw in elements from Fairy Tail?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Speaking of fairy tales, so it's like the fall season
Fairy
in
Tail
anime.
ended.
Yeah, the fall
Fairy Tail
season. The fall season of anime is starting up in like a week or so, and Fairy Tail's going to be on its last run as a show.
Yeah.
Crying shame.
I did not have the heart to finish Fairy Tail.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
It
guess
just got very sad.
I guess
For my heart.
I guess the author is going to change how it ended with the show to a better ending than how the manga or the original series ended. Yeah.
Why?
Because he wasn't happy with it.
To make it better.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with it. Same thing with Attack on Titan or whatever.
Well, no, technically speaking, I want them to go back where if there's an anime or show that needs an update, it's Bleach.
Oh yeah, okay.
Bleach pissed me off so much during that last arc. It's like, no, don't end it like this, please.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
he
wait.
didn't. And no, he needs to go back, Kubo, to go back and fix that. Just so that it can be...
Hear me out
Yeah,
about
go.
Bleach. They should have ended after Soul Society arc.
I never watched Bleach, so I have no idea what that is.
And after Aizen was defeated.
Yeah,
that would have been a good place, but no, he kept going.
I had this like talk with a lot of my friends before. The reason why is because you remember the original plot of Bleach, right? The one
Yes.
that was stated from the beginning.
There's a plot
He
to
was
Bleach.
he was to take over the powers of a Soul Reaper, right? Because he put her in harm, basically. And so he is forced to do her job until she regains her powers again. And that's what happens at the end of Soul Society arc. She gets her powers back, and then he still continues this story.
Well, technically, of course, because you left over a giant plot of an evil bad guy who now is, in play, so you need to fix that.
I get that, but why continue it?
Well, it wouldn't be a good ending if you literally ended with the protagonist almost getting chopped in half.
I get that. I'm just saying that he should have oriented it and finished it there. So he should not have made a new subplot or any other plots. He should have just focused on getting a good ending there, and it would have been just a perfectly fine series right then.
Finish him. Yeah, never actually watched Bleach. Just like never actually watched One Piece.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh
Wait,
well.
what's this?
Okay.
Wait, Davey Ryder, I'm liking Overlord thus far.
Yeah, I responded to
Ooh.
him. I watched I
Overlord.
binged the first 10 episodes of the first season before the podcast. And I'm honestly probably gonna finish the first season right after we did done.
Which one was Overlord again?
Ainz,
That's the guy
Mr.
who
Skeletal.
apparently gets...
Mr. Skeletal.
Yeah, I know. There's two. Which
Basically,
one was...
I think it's the one where he's stuck in a game, but he has to still play
Yeah,
the role
they're
of
both-
Lord even though he's trying
they're
to hide
both-
his.
They're both he's stuck in a game. Was he a knight? Was he the knight, or was he?
No, he's
the main-
literally the Overlord mage.
The mage. Okay, so it's the mage
The
one.
one with the girl who seems to cannot,
Albedo.
hide her emotions.
No,
Albedo.
there is
Yes.
legitimately another series that is very similar. That the
Log
guy
Horizon?
goes into that the guy goes into the game, he becomes a skeleton, except he's like a paladin even though he's a skeleton, which makes it hilarious. And so they're both just as OP'd, and they both have
Okay.
very similar like
Yeah, Overlord
kinda
is not
component
that
characters.
then. Yeah, Overlord is not that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's just I
Yeah.
know which one it was. It's just
Okay.
that I couldn't remember which skeleton one it was.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it's decent so far. I'm not. There's a couple things I could connect to with it, like your friends like slowly stop playing an MMO over time or whatever. That one that little theme whenever they touch on it
That
kind
one
of
was kind of sad.
yeah, that kind of hits me a little tough, but it's decently entertaining so far. I like it. All right.
What other animes are there?
That's kind of like that's past the that's kind of out of this
Alicization when it comes out. I'm so pumped for
one
that.
week, and I cannot wait.
Oh. My heart. Oh.
Yeah, no spoilers, please. I haven't read ahead.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not,
I haven't
I'm
read
not
ahead.
gonna spoil it. I'm not,
I only do the show.
Don't worry about it.
Although I kind of have a guess as to the general idea as to what's going on. Like I kind of have a guess that I think is correct, but I'm not sure. I'll find out.
Okay, let's. Can I hear it?
I'll tell you after the call. How about that? Or after the
Okay.
podcast.
All right. Okay.
All right. Anyway, so that's kind of out of our structured news segment portion of the podcast. So, or actually, Davey Ryder liked Log Horizon. Yeah, Log Horizon's great. Also, I hope someday we'll get a third season because the light novels have started coming back out. So I hope someday we'll get a third season. And
No,
then
you know what they need? No game, no life to finish.
a second
They need
season.
another season. No game, no life.
I am like 8 episodes into that one, and I might finish it tonight. Also, I might finish.
That one, I mean, that's a series that makes me smile, actually.
Yeah, No Game No Life is pretty good. Food Wars, but it's kind of
Oh, Food
fanfare-ish.
Shogeki no Soma. Is that
Yeah.
the one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. I'm a bit half as to this. I'm waiting for. I got to the part in the manga. I don't miss. Should I spoil it? Do you guys mind if I spoil it, or else I'm gonna say it?
No, I wouldn't spoil it right now.
Okay, all right. But basically,
Oh,
I'm just gonna.
Oh, hello? What? Hello?
In terms of characterization for the main character and his development, it does not bode well in the long run. It makes no sense. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, fair enough. I'm like 8 episodes into it, I think. I don't know. I started it a couple months ago, and I've watched it off and on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so that's how the structured news portion, and we don't have any community questions, but there is one more topic I think we do have to cover. Bowsette.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to cover that.
I thought we weren't going to, but.
Well, think
alright.
of the memes, man. Think of the memes, okay?
So what's so like wrong about Bowsette? I don't understand why you're so adamant about it.
Do you
Well,
want to explain it, or do you want me to do it?
Well, I'm sure he knows
Can you-
like what it is conceptually, but I'm personally, it's like I'm more annoyed by it than anything. Just because there are some like fan art subs and everything that I'm on Reddit and everything that aren't like they aren't NSFW or anything, so don't get the wrong idea here. But there are some fan art subs I'm on, and they've just been flooded the past couple days with like Bowsette-esque stuff, and it's just super annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause like I think she could be an interesting character, so I don't really understand why.
You know, I also have a question for that. Why are we referring to Bowsette as a she, even if it's just Bowser in disguise?
Isn't it a she?
Isn't it a
Is
shit?
it-
It's Bowser in
is it-
disguise.
Oh, it's actually Bowser in disguise. I didn't even
Yes,
know.
have you seen the original comic for the origins of Bowsette?
No,
yeah.
all I did was just search out
Okay,
Bowser,
then-
and then I looked.
I know, I
the
kinda-
only thing I saw was the character.
I
and
kind
I'm
of
like,
figured
okay,
that
seems interesting.
I kind of figured that with like the little like peach crown or whatever power up thing that it got based off of, that, because Mike, I think the document you're referring to, that didn't come out until just the other day, until a couple days after Bowsette was taking the internet by storm. But like,
Yeah.
I assume
just really fast, I am.
no, I assume some degree of gender bending goes on during that process.
Well, no, like literally. I mean, I don't know how we could be able to link the comic elsewhere, what have you. But in the chat between the three of us, I did go ahead and post that comic there.
Okay.
It's literally that if you go ahead and you take the scene at the very end of Odyssey to where Peach rejects Bowser and Mario. They're both sad, but then Bowser just turns and looks over to Mario and is holding that power up.
Oh.
Go ahead and that Toadette would use. So literally in the next panel, which is the Mario Aces, you literally have Mario talking to Bowsette while Peach and Luigi are horrified.
Wait, Mario gets rejected.
That's the origin.
Thanks for
Yeah,
Mario
I did not
Odyssey
know that.
spoilers? Mario
Wait.
Odyssey spoilers? What?
Wait, seriously?
Yes, this is the origin of Bowsette, apparently. This was the comic that lit the internet on fire. This is not a
I'm
female...
just so
Yeah, this
I'm
is...
just so confused. Wait, sorry. Can we go back to Peach rejected Mario?
Well, okay, technically speaking, they played it off as a joke, mind you. This wasn't anything like big or significant. It's like they were about to hint at it, but then it just turned into a comedy. It's like, you know, Bowser, you know, even though you got beaten, he's still gonna keep trying anyway. And then it's like, you know, Peach didn't want to put up with it anymore and was like, nope, let's just go back to work.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
again, if
all right,
you've seen the end of Odyssey, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but no, that's the origin of Bowsette, this comic. And ever since the comic came out, a lot of people have been going crazy with it because, you know, yeah, it started off with Bowser now dressed up as Bowsette, Peach.
yeah.
And then from there, then we have the Boo who wears the crown, and then for
Bowsette,
some reason we have the Chain Chomp that wears the crown.
the Bullet
And it's
Bill.
like, why are we making so... Well, we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay.
But
Well, no,
yeah,
Davey
essentially,
in
it's
the
like
chat
we're
is saying that he's seen Bullet Rider or Bullet Bill stuff on the Tumblrs.
God, do I even want to dare look that up?
Do it right now. Bullet Billette.
Yeah. Bullet Bill.
Bullet Bill bounce.
Okay.
What?
All right. So
Ha.
yeah, past that, Mike, you brought up the point to me the other night that was just like, it's kind of like the Bowsette kind of reminds you of Toru from Dragon Maid.
Yeah, no,
And the
you were
Super-
looking up for ideas for, like, you know, stuff to write on. And I was just thinking about, like, I mean, right now because, you know, last year, Miss Kobayashi's Pet Dragon was, like, really lit up. And it's like, yeah, it's a joke that has, like, those sexual jokes here and there. But it's like, at the same time, though, it's like, this is still a rather charming show. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
But then
What?
at the same time, I mean, but then I haven't been able to find it, so feel free to post it. But what I was going to say, though, was that, you know, I really like this show. Has a lot of nice charm to it. And then at the same time, you know, yeah, technically you do have the little bit of element of what the true form is with the horns and the shell, or tails in this case,
Yeah.
and anything else. And then it's like, wait a second. Bowsette is literally Toru in some regards.
Yeah,
But
it's
this
like
is literally the Mario's Mario's pet princess or something. I don't know
Right.
how you would put it, but
Mr. Mario's Dragon Maid over here. But we also brought up, or it's like we came to the conclusion in the chat also that it was like, the shell is like completely missing from Bowsette.
I mean, mind you, that at the same time, some of the fan arts do go ahead and put the shell on them.
Oh, okay.
Because like I posted before, that, you know, that comic, you actually can see the shell on the back.
I was
It's
gonna.
kind of hidden away, but technically speaking, the shell is back there. But, you know, for most people, yeah, they're not gonna bother with that detail.
Yeah, fair enough.
They want to see, you know, Bowsette stacked, essentially, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah. All right,
That's
Davey.
simple for work.
Davey in the chat says Rule 34 is having a field day. I'm sure they are. I am sure.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
please.
Yeah.
They're not
Guys.
having a field day. They are having a, like, 2-week cruise with this.
Anyway, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna joke that maybe Bowser's coming out of his shell. I'm sorry. Anyway, I actually had no idea about any of this. All I saw was the character design, and I just immediately assumed that it was going to be a new villain.
Oh, okay.
And
No,
I was thinking, oh, okay, so it's gonna be like a female version of Bowser. I'm like, is this gonna be like, story-wise, is she gonna be jealous of Peach and then like go after her, and then so Mario has to fight her or something like that? And I thought, okay, that could be a pretty like interesting take on a Mario villain.
That would honestly
And then
be
you
the
tell
best.
me all of this, and I'm like,
Oh well, this isn't it.
why?
That would
Yeah.
honestly be the best case scenario for all this, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but here's the real kicker. Here's the thing that really made me laugh the most.
Yeah.
Because, ironically enough, this also came up in the news as well. Because, technically speaking, Nintendo's being asked about this, and of course they're saying, no comment. Can't blame them, right?
Right.
They
But
created
technically
Bowsette
speaking, that,
originally.
for the Bowsette, that there was actually concept art for Mario Odyssey, and I did post that in our chat too.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, they were actually playing with the idea that at one time Bowser was just going to go ahead and possess Peach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his
Okay,
own
and
version
it's
of
like-
Cappy.
Yes,
That's-
exactly. And in this sense, it's like, okay, well, technically speaking, Nintendo did come up with the idea of Bowsette in some regards, but they, of course, never made it happen because, I don't know how you would do that, but
Right, and that little
maybe when we get Super Mario Odyssey 2, maybe this will be a plot thread. Who
Yeah.
knows?
and that like comment or that little picture from like the book that's from is from an art book that was released in Japan like a day ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, Bowsette's been sweeping the internet, but then ironically enough, Nintendo did go ahead and have their thing, and had the comic not posted when it did,
Yeah.
this could have been the picture that was flooding the internet rather than the one that we got from the comic, for all we know.
Yeah. Is the next Mario Party game going to be crazy? Yeah, probably. I know. I'm kind of hoping they have a Bowsette like character now to play as.
Well, again, it's up to Nintendo because,
Yeah.
technically speaking, there's another Mario character that they haven't touched. Do you know what his name is? I'll give you a hint. It's the character that caused me to cuss on the show previously when I was on.
Waluigi?
Yeah, I mean, think about it like this. That, the whole thing for Waluigi not being in Smash, technically speaking, Waluigi has not been in a main Mario game. The closest he's gotten has either been through sports games, the dancing game, or otherwise, random cameos here and there. But he's never been in a main Mario game. So, technically speaking, I would look at it the same way as Bowsette in some regards. That, unless if Nintendo wants to surprise us and actually make it a thing officially, but, I would find it funny if we would see Bowsette before we would see Waluigi. That would be like another thing.
Yeah.
With the way it's blowing up, though, I don't think they will go that direction. I think that if it didn't blow up, it could have been a potential like good idea, but with the whole
This is basically.
they
Or,
all
I'm sorry,
sorry, no, you go first. You go.
Well, no, what I was going to say is that technically speaking, the whole thing that's happened with Bowsette and turning random Mario characters into Princess Peach-like characters, this is literally as close to OC Sonic that we're going to be getting to.
Oh
Like,
God.
even then, that's
Oh
like,
God.
think about it, this is the one thing that everyone on the internet, I think, wants to avoid.
Yeah.
We do not
Wait,
want
say
Bowsette to
it,
evolve
no.
into Sonic OC. Say it with me now. Let us not go down that path, my children.
Let us not go down that path, my children. I'm gonna not
us
let this
not go down
conversation
that
continue even further. Okay.
This shall not pass, God.
Waluigi is in Mario Kart. Yes, he is. Actually,
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
he is. And okay, anyway.
Yeah, well, again, sports games.
Yeah.
I'd put down Mario Kart as a sports game,
Okay.
technically.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So anyway, I think unless someone else has absolutely anything else they would want to add, that can do
I
it.
just
for
dropped the
sh-
mic on that. You can't continue after that.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So, all right, Joel, where can the good people find you on the internet?
All right. You can find me, of course, on Culture Gaming under Joe Yap, or you can find my writings under HK Glenstid. That's capital H, capital K, capital G, LENSTID. I'm on Fanfiction, Archive of Our Own, and Wattpad. And I recently created a Tumblr which has both my articles and my writings. And I haven't uploaded my drawings yet, but I've been doing a couple drawings, seeing like. Have you guys seen my drawings? I posted them on the Discord sometime back.
Yes, I might have.
I haven't had the chance to, but definitely I'll probably hit you up to check them out after we're done here.
Okay, and so there you can find me on my Tumblr. It's also HK Glenstid. So if you can't be bothered, searching up the separate ones, just go to the Tumblr. I have my links there.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mike, how about yourself?
Okay. Well, really fast, I guess that for my call name, I'm MASA705. You can go ahead and find me at various locations, if you will. I'm still trying to make the arrangements to set up my own personal blog of Mad Moss Gaming.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that if I could be able to get that off, I could be able to go ahead to, obviously, once I get that off the ground, I'm still going to be running with Culture of Gaming, but, just to have something personal for myself.
Yeah.
But, alongside with that, though, I do have a YouTube, I do have a Twitter with the same name, MASA705, and I do want to go ahead and try to be doing more stuff, but right now, like I said at the very top of the show, time restraints kind of screws me over in some regards.
Yeah.
And I would like to go ahead to try to better manage my time, but until I do, I'm kind of just spinning my wheels at the moment. But no, I'm on the Cultural Gaming. If there's anything that you guys would ever like me to try to write about or cover or what have you, feel free to shoot your ideas over, and I'll be more than happy to try to take a crack at a few ideas.
All right. Awesome. You can find me, the only social media that I ever post on is my Twitter, @InfuriousElicon. And then, of course, you can look for my weekly tech and anime articles on COG. So anyway, that about does it. Thank you to my guests for coming on to the show here, and thank you to our audience for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week. Same great time, same great place, and we'll see you all then. Thank you very much.